because you had husbands who had families on one side of town and had a whole nother family. His wife was on the other side. The wife knew about the girlfriend knew about the wife. Nobody got mad. Nobody got upset. Why? Because he was taking care of both of them. Good morning, and welcome to Coffee and Coaching. I am your coach, Coach Michelamonè, your certified life and relationship coach. And here at Coffee and Coaching, we stimulate conversations to energize relationships. And we do that by answering questions that have been posed to me either through email, through Quora, through DM, or any other place, maybe a phone call, somebody I meet on the street, something like that. But I answer these questions and I offer these questions on my social media platforms because I believe that it will help someone else, because I believe that we're more alike than we are different. So, but before we do that, let's talk about what today's coffee is. Today's coffee is a vanilla dream. It is by Java Factory Roasters, and it's a vanilla, butter toffee flavored coffee. So it's pretty good. It's really bold though. I didn't expect that from this coffee, but it is. It's good. It's good though. Pretty strong too. So let me get into today's question. But before we do that, make sure that you're commenting, and sharing. Sharing is caring. Go ahead and click the share button and forget about it. If you're watching me right now, just go ahead and click it. So yeah, just go ahead and click it and let's get started. So this is a follow-up question from a question that I had previously about for better and for worse. So I'm going to read both questions so that you can kind of follow where I am. Never really get follow-up questions, but I thought that this was pretty cool and I wanted to make sure that I answered his question. The initial question was, can you tell me why the majority of people in this age and time don't act out the principle for better or for worse? And he came back because of the stuff that I talked about in there. You can find that video on my YouTube page or either on my Facebook, the Core Woman page. But I talked about how basically humans are incapable of unconditional love. And that's because we're not God. Even though I believe that if we followed the principles of who we really are, who we're created by, we probably could, but we don't, because we don't forget and we don't forgive. So this is what he says. Well, I totally understand where you are going and you did a great job. Thank you. But does it now mean that our grandparents and grandparents and their grandparents that held up the principle for better or for worse are not humans? And he says he doesn't understand why I don't understand what he meant, but I did clearly understood what he meant. I said, I never thought that they didn't choose to continue through regardless of what happened during their marriages. That has nothing to do with being unconditional love. I said humans are incapable of unconditional love. The commitment levels to the marriages were because of the religious principles that our elders had at their time. The issue here is that this generation has moved away from those same principles and rejected many religious mindsets that the elders had. Simply put, they don't believe the same. However, it is still a matter of conditions. The conditions that the elders had was that they invested their time and they wanted their due return. It was no way someone new was going to come in and take what they had, put the time, effort, and money into. This generation feels that if they do not get what, I'm sorry. This generation feels that they don't do that and they don't get that and they don't want that now. They will find someone else to do that. Your question was indeed about this age and time, and therefore I only answered about this age and time. If you would have asked me to compare the two, I would have done that. This age and time generation has no patience, no long suffering, and their belief systems have been tainted. This ultimately creates a space where they no longer put in the efforts that are required to give unconditional love, time, and effort for the better or for worse that is required in a marriage. I hope that this helps. And it really lends to where we are. You know, back in the day, you you had the husband taking care of the family, and sometimes families, because you had husbands who had families on one side of town and had a whole nother family. His wife was on the other side. The wife knew about the girlfriend knew about the wife. Nobody got mad. Nobody got upset. Why? Because he was taking care of both of them. It was what happened. Many times, the wife would get upset because he would go and spend a day or two with her, and the same thing with the wife. But the girlfriend knew that the wife was the one that was the main one. And these things happened. I knew of these things happening, coming up, and you knew it was happening, but nobody talked about it. Nobody dealt with those things. Now what has happened is the parents or those mothers of those that back in the day were saying to those up and coming young girls, you don't have to put up with this baby. You get you a good education, get you a good job, and you don't need no man. So now we're into that. So it went from one extreme to another. And now we need to really get back where we can scoot ourselves back into the middle and become harmonious with what is supposed to really be happening in our relationships. And that is not happening still. Why? Because there's too many choices out there. There's too many choices to, well, I can get up when I want to with somebody and I can still pay my bills over here. Or, you know what, I don't need you because I can do this. So it's a lot of things that are going on. So when you talk about this day and age, it's a lot of dynamics to that. But I still do not believe that humans are capable of unconditional love. And the reason why I don't believe that is because when you talk about somebody saying, well, he has to have this, or you know what, she has to have this, if her credit score is not this, or if she doesn't work out, or if she doesn't cook, or if he doesn't treat me like this, or if all of these are conditions. So if you say to me that you have people who are saying, you know what, I'm going to love this person just because they showed up. Unconditional love. I'm going to love them because I just do, which is why people should love each other, just because you do. If you meet somebody and you're compatible with them and you have some things in common and you fall in love, it should be just because you do. It shouldn't matter about how much money they have or don't have, what kind of car they drive or don't drive, what kind of house they have or don't have. It shouldn't matter if they live in their grandmama's basement or if they live in a mansion. All of these things should not matter, but they do. And that's because we're humans and we look at what is outside of us to find what's inside of us. Anyway, I hope that this helps somebody. I love you guys for real, for real. Make sure that you like, comment, and sharing. Meet me over at my YouTube page on Friday morning when I drop that new video. This one will be on my YouTube page a little bit later. But make sure that you also are seeing me on Friday night. I'm going to be talking to the ladies. We're going to have a panel about this list and how we get these standards going. So if you want to be a part of this panel, because I'm looking for 5 ladies, I think I have a couple already. So check me out, inbox me if you want to have this conversation with me. We're going to get on this panel and talk about the standards and these lists that are keeping us single. So I love y'all for real, for real. Make sure that you are subscribing to my YouTube channel because I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. Y'all, help me out with that. Share, sharing is caring. Talk to y'all later. Bye.